case that just came to us. The date of incident was January 9th, 2014. Mr. Valdez's attorney stated that during this lawsuit investigation, he uncovered an audio recorded conversation of Major Ramos and the complainant. In the complainant, the Major is accused of coercion, intimidation, where he offers a reprimanded deal without improper investigation, and asking the complainant to agree to the facts, that the facts were truthful, and he also used a racial slur, the N-word. The complainant provided us with a transcript of the recordings between himself and the now Major. The recordings was transcribed by a court reporter, and they're dated February 11th, 2021. The complainant allowed the staff to listen. Now he actually provided the recordings. If you want to listen to that. In the recordings, the Major is heard offering the complainant a deal in a case that was a complaint that was yet to be investigated. He offered him a deal of 40 hours and some suspension time of 40 hours. If he agreed to the deal, and he had to also sign a memo stating that he would not sue the city. And there were 3 people involved in the IA case, and the caveat was that all 3 of the people involved in the case had to agree to take the deal. The complaint, let me back up a little. The complaint came from an incident where the complainant and these other 2 officers actually testified against another officer in federal court. They were all assigned to a narcotics unit or a street crimes unit of a sort, and the other officer was accused of some illegal activity. Actually, it was a sergeant that was accused of some illegal activity, and these officers actually testified against him and basically outed him and then testified against him, and the sergeant was actually convicted and went to federal prison. As a result, the sergeant's attorney made some allegations against these 3 officers, one of which is this complaint. That's how the complaint came about. And so the then Major, Kalina, allegedly sent Sergeant Ramos to the complainant with this deal that they would give him 40-hour suspension if he agreed to the facts of the case and basically did not contest the IA investigation. Let me say that the complainant in this case, Luis Valdez, has been terminated from the City of Miami Police Department. There is litigation pending in reference to that. Again, there's audio recordings if you would like to hear. So in the recording, no names are mentioned, but this did go to Internal Affairs. And in his Internal Affairs statement, at no time did Major Ramos deny that this was his voice on these recordings. He basically said, I didn't give anybody permission to record me. So I take that to mean this is your voice. If you're denying that if you're saying you didn't give anyone permission to record them. So with that, if you would like to. So the recording starts with the complainant saying to the Major, you gotta be kidding me. Because according to the complainant, he was patted down for a recording device before the conversation took place. But he was able to put his cell phone into his pocket and surreptitiously record the conversation anyway.
AV, can you put my computer on the screen, please? Which one do you want to start with?
In the truck out, you guys are en route to the station. It was one of those, the way it sounds, bro. And when I play it, this and that, once again, it helped on the criminal side, but on the other side of us, where we're investigating the case, it sounds as though it was one of those cover-up type statements to cover it up. Will we ever know for sure? No. Will you, unless you go with it and you want to give a statement and you don't go and we want to conclude the case? It does. I mean, we'll get to hear your side. These are the things that happen. And once again, I don't even want to give you a recommendation. It's going to be a reprimand and like 40 hours. For me? Yeah. And then it's going to go up from there. The issue here is that the problem with this is it's one of how could I say it? It's not like a package. It's kind of a package deal. If one of you says, no, I want to get investigated, then we have to open it up. You know what I mean? And that's what, I don't know how bad it's going to, and this is where I have no control over it, because I don't know how bad it's going to look if I do a complete investigation and it goes up to the chief. I think Matias, don't quote me on this, le va a ir mal. Because it's from the look of it, it's one of those things where he might win at the end but lose beforehand. Because I don't know what the chief is going to say to RLD, you guys.
Okay, so as you can hear in that recording, he's offering him a deal, which is, I guess, against policy. And then the other. Hold on. Give me a second. So the other part of it is during this conversation, while they were in a parking lot of a gas station, standing outside their vehicles when this conversation occurred. So they were out in the open. And while they were having this conversation, a black male got hit by a UPS truck. So and then this is that part of the conversation.
Area canvas, que los temas are there.
Did you guys hear that part? Okay.
And then hopefully, for nothing else to play.
Pause that.
Statement from around there.
I need you to back that up like you were DJ Khaled. I want to hear that one more time. Another one. I need to hear this one more time. And I want to know who that officer was.
Through the chair, Maite.
Through the chair.
Through the chair. Sorry. Mike, you might want to tell the committee where, because we have a transcript of the video. So can you tell us where that is? I know the audio is a little difficult to hear.
No, who the officer is.
As I've been saying, this is the then Sergeant Ramos, Unset Ramos, who is now a major.
Oh, Major Ramos need to go. He needs to be off the force. With those kind of words, he needs to be off the force.
It's at the end, right, Mike?
It's unacceptable for any police officer to use words like that. Those words are very racist, and I don't understand how he can lead anybody in our police department thinking that way.
Okay, in the transcript is page 404 on the top right.
Are those the kind of words he normally uses? And that's what he thinks of African Americans?
In the upper right. So
Upper
you
right.
guys want to hear that again? Or
Yeah, I want to hear it again, one more time.
Which
Area
page?
canvas.
Packet page 404.
I know, but on here you have page 57, 58, 59, and
page-
60.
He's got the right.
It's page
Got the right one.
58 of
58.
the transcript,
Is
In the
that-
transcript.
lines 18 and 19.
So,
Que los temas are
go ahead.
there.
And he just says it so casually. So
Okay,
this is
so-
something he does all the time. And he's a leader and he got promoted? What am I missing here?
Okay, so I have, just for clarification, can you, Michael, do we know who said that? Is that
Okay, so, and
Sergeant
that's what I was
Ramos?
trying to say. So this whole entire recording, there's only two people speaking. Okay, and that is the same voice that's been offering the deal, and the whole. And I know the transcript says unknown, but it's the same person.
That's Sergeant Ramos?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, Sergeant Ramos needs to go.
I think that I speak for this entire panel when I say, wow.
I want to do a motion right now. If that's okay with the chair. Is it Major Ramos now? What is he?
He is a major.
I want to make a motion through the chair for the board to let the chief know that we think Major Ramos's actions is unbecoming of an officer of the fine department of the city of Miami. He needs to go.
I second it.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
That's his deal that
What's-
we're offering.
What are we sustaining? I'm not.
So
This is a motion that's different than the recommendation.
It's
Okay, so
not part of,
can I do the recommendations and then you
but
guys
no,
do
wait,
the-
because
okay.
this is, I'm sorry, Michael, give us 1 second. So this is a motion by Mr. Ray to advise the chief that we as a panel believe that this behavior is absolutely unacceptable. And we had a second, and I think we have a unanimous,
Yeah, and it's conduct unbecoming of an officer.
And it's directing staff to convey that to the chief, as I understood it.
Yes.
and are we relaying that in a letter?
We should also write a letter.
This is the type of comments that erodes the public trust with law enforcement officers. This is why some people are afraid of the police and why they don't trust the police, because of the bias that he showed in this recording right here. It says everything about who he is. We probably need to look at his arrest records to see the people who he's arrested and why he arrested them, and did he feel the same way about them, and all kind of different things. This has huge implications.
Yes.
This needs to be investigated properly, this
Yes.
officer. And he needs to be separated from the department, or he needs a demotion. He needs an immediate demotion. I know the chief has the power to demote anybody in his command staff, so I'm not going to tell the chief what to do because the chief is the chief, but if it was me, I would be demoting him.
Okay, so just for clarification's sake, I think what the panel would like from staff is to have a letter sent to the chief regarding this particular incident and regarding our feelings about this incident.
I can do that. Can I make a small suggestion?
Yes.
Would you like me to classify this as misconduct and sustain it and recommend exactly what you said? I think that would be better. Unbecoming is too vague a charge.
Okay.
It's not a good choice
Yeah, I'm
to
just
use.
thinking
So-
how we're gonna,
Well, and,
Okay.
and
My
that's,
suggestion is move to sustain a misconduct and then make the recommendation as you stated.
but can I ask,
Ms.
and
Brown.
I guess
go ahead.
everyone, thank you, Madam Chair. Because we have two complaints in there, improper procedure and discourtesy, and I think the panel is feeling like those also would need to be elevated. So not just improper procedure or discourtesy, but misconduct for both? Could we elevate both to
You may.
misconduct?
You may.
Okay, so the proffering that's happening with Ramos, where he's offering a deal, and the really offensive language that was used by the officer.
Okay, so is that a motion, Ms. Brentley?
I will make a motion to change, to sustain a misconduct against Officer Ramos, Sergeant? Major? Ramos?
Major.
I just wanted to go through the ranks. Major Ramos on both, on both allegations.
Okay.
that
Do
work?
I have a do I have a second?
I second that.
All those in
And then
favor?
hopefully,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Okay, so I think that is what, Chris, you were suggesting we do with the suggestion of a letter?
That was my suggestion, thank you.
Okay.
But I will take the original motion as a direction to do the letter in the manner that you have already described.
Thank you.
That's unacceptable. He went from sergeant to lieutenant. He skipped lieutenant. He skipped captain. He went straight to major. He's got a major problem using language like this.
Okay. So,
I think we're good.
go ahead, Ms.
I
Brown.
just wanted to confirm, he also said here, conduct unbecoming is what you get, and he's lessening that charge as well, so it seems like the officer is aware of that when he's talking on page 55. He's also aware, so I'm glad, I think the panel will be happy that we've at least upgraded that, and we're moving forward.
Okay. So, Anything else with this case? No? Okay, next case.
All right, we're kind of going to go a little bit out of order. We have several that will go to no findings if you guys don't vote to extend them. I'm going to read them out in bulk if you need any more details, whoever the investigator is. Okay, so Heather Minty, CIP 22140, Derek Blassingame 22065. I'm sorry, the Heather Minty one, it came in, it happened over a year ago, so we're asking your permission to go ahead and investigate it. Derek Blassingame 22065, Andrea Sands 22081, John Flannery 220